What's up, Cornhole Nation? We are coming off our first ACL National of the season down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Man, was it a blast. We're going to take a look at my Trey's takes, see how close I was or how far away I was. We're also going to talk with ACL Pro Emery Parker coming off a huge finish there in Fort Lauderdale. This is the ACL Throwdown. Yes, like I said, we're going to have ACL Pro Emery Parker coming on the show this week. We'll talk about his strong finish coming in just second place, so close from a victory with partner Matthew Sorrells at the ACL kickoff battle, coming up just short to Jordan Kamba and Derek King. But we're going to talk about his success. Nothing to be ashamed of with second place. But first, my hashtag Trey's Takes this week. We're going to look at my picks for that ACL kickoff battle and give myself a grade a little bit. I know it's so hard to pick this field, but I don't think I did too bad with my picks. Let's take a quick look at our women's doubles division. In that division, I took Courtney Coy and Kaylee Hunter. I said they were going to come through and be a force to be reckoned with. But I will say, as soon as I walk in the door of the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center, Miss Christine Papke, ACL Pro, comes up to me and gives me a little bit of a look. She says, I know you picked against me and Stacia. I know who you picked for this women's doubles division. And from there, I knew that they were going to be on a mission to prove me wrong. Not that I thought they weren't going to finish well, but hey, you know what? They used that motivation, went all the way through, didn't lose a game all day long or over a 2-day span, all the way into the finals. You saw that live on ESPN3 and then replayed on ESPN2. So Coy and Hunter came up one game short to making it on that ESPN broadcast. I can't be too upset with my pick, but all the credit in the world goes to Christine Papke and Stacia Pugh. Fast forward next to our ACL Pro division. I took the heavy favorites. I made the boring pick. Cody Henderson and Adam Hissner, and honestly, it was my worst pick of the weekend. Adam Hissner, Cody Henderson struggled in the pro division, where Cody made up in the advanced singles division later that weekend, but they did not finish well in pro doubles. So that was my one lacking pick of the weekend, but hey, it's so tough when you have such a big field to predict a winner. I'm sure they'll be coming around next time. All the credit again in the world. ACL pros Jordan Kamba and Derek King, they were unbelievable using those sticky bags all day long, blocking, hitting airmails, pushing, you name it. They were incredible. Fast forward again to our advanced doubles division, and hey, I got my one winner of the weekend. Dalton McClem and Kyle Malone, riding that unbelievable winning streak, continued all the way through advanced doubles. Kyle Malone, ACL Pro, and partner Dalton McClem won their third straight tournament. That is over 20 wins in a row, an unbelievable streak. If you aren't paying attention to these two, you need to be. A win at the Gridiron Grill-Off in November, a win at the National College Cornhole Championship in December, and now a win at the ACL Kickoff Battle. If you are in Malone and McClem's way, you better move because they are coming hot. Big win for them. Finally, our advanced singles division on Sunday at the ACL Kickoff Battle. Again, I didn't pick a winner. Dalton McClem, again. I don't know if this kid wants to lose or is ever going to lose, but I'm just going to watch every single game from now on because I just want to see it happen. He is unreal right now, unreal. My pick was ACL Pro Frank Modlin. Frank came up a little bit short, had a lot of close games, had a huge airmail push drag crazy shot against ACL Pro Dave Sutton to stay alive in the losers bracket. Ended up getting eliminated, finished about 7th place overall in advanced singles. So again, out of the 300 odd players to finish top 10 with my pick, I can't be disappointed with that. Overall, maybe I'll give myself a B- or so with my picks. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know how good or how bad you think I was with my picks. And I can't wait for the next one. I'll make some more picks in a few weeks. I'm going to start stop blabbing here so we can get talking with ACL Pro Emery Parker. Let's talk about his big run at the ACL kickoff battle and how excited he is for the rest of the season.
ACL Pro Emery Parker coming off of a huge finish at the 2019 ACL kickoff battle. We were down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and him and partner Matthew Sorrells ran through the competition, come up just short to ACL Pro team Derek King and Jordan Kamba. But man, Emery, first of all, thank you for coming on the show. Second of all, man, were you hitting those airmails on that ESPN broadcast? Tell me, Emery, what was it like to not only get to the big stage and have a good day, but then especially in that game one to play so well?
Oh, first off, thanks for having me, Trey. It was a blast. It was an honor to be in the finals of the first national of the inaugural season of the Pro Division. We came up short ultimately against a great team in Derek King and Jordan Kamba. But later that night, once we had a chance to decompress and talking with Matthew, we both said it was probably the most fun we've ever had playing this game that we love. Not to say that there wasn't some frustration in coming up 2 points short, because there certainly was. But we do practice our tails off, and it was nice to see some fruits of our labor, if you will. We started out down against Damon and Phillip, but we were able to battle back and finish that game off rather quickly. And just came up a little bit short in that final.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, I mean, I know you surprised a lot of people, but was it a surprise to yourselves how well you did? Did you come into that Pro Division saying to yourselves, we're going to make it to that final, we're going to take this whole thing?
Oh, absolutely. As I just mentioned, Matthew and I, we practice our tails off. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another team that actually practices more than us. There might be some teams out there that practice as much as us, but certainly not more. There's just not enough hours in the day. During the week when we're not playing in one of our local blind draws, we're in the warehouse where I work almost every single night. We're lucky to have a place like that to get out of the elements, and we certainly take advantage of it. So shouts out to my boss, Ryan Johnson, who's also another good cornhole player. But I mean, we challenge each other head to head. We talk about different situations and how we would attack them should they arise in a game. We simulate games mentally. I mean, we get pretty deep with our preparation. So it wasn't really a shock to us as much as you might think.
Well, yeah, and you talked about the kind of the chemistry and how often you and Matthew practice together, and I think that's pretty evident on the screen. You two talked to each other more than we've seen on that big stage. Is that a normal part of your game? Was that more of an in-the-moment type conversation, or do you guys work on communication during the game all the time?
No, that's just how we are, man. I mean, we both have a passion for this game. And I think it certainly helps doing it out there on the main stage to build some chemistry, but I think more so it comes from the chemistry that we've built off the boards, just hanging out and traveling and practicing and, talking about the intricacies of this game. But we are smart Alex with each other, and I can understand how that's funny to everyone else. Like when I was close to the end of that final, when it was 18-15 and DK had two bags up the middle, and he's like, hey, we haven't tried it all day, but this is a great time to try it, the little side pinch block. And instead I blocked him from the front, and he airmailed and took two. But yeah, so we have a lot of funny back and forth communication like that.
Yeah, and it's certainly entertaining to watch. So I got to ask, how did you guys become pro partners?
Well, I took a job in the Cayman Islands about a little over 2 years ago. And prior to that, my partner was Anthony Rule, you might remember, who was a top player. And he he kind of gave the game up, and he's in college now, enjoying life. But when I was partners with him, we traveled to tournaments across the state, and so I knew who Matthew was from the age of 13 or 14. And when I accepted a job in Jacksonville, I knew who I wanted to have as my partner. I just didn't know if he'd be available. So once I moved here, he was available. We actually went to Cobb's, and I told him it was going to take me a little time to get my game back, having been out of the country, and he was very understanding of that. But yeah, since then we've just been grinding and trying to be as good a team as we can.
And while it didn't take you very much time to get the game back together, being in this first final. So, last question for you, Emory. What's the potential for this Sorrells and Parker partnership going forward for the rest of the year? Obviously, we've seen you guys in the finals, but what are the goals? Is the goal for this team to be the number one team at the end of the year?
Absolutely. I'm not one to get too far ahead of myself, but I think our ceiling is as high as anyone's. That was a great start to the season, but that's all it was a start. So you can't let it go to our head. We just got to get back to doing what we do and back to the practice grind and ultimately get back to the same place in St. Louis, just with a different result this time.
I love the confidence. I love the ambition. Hopefully getting one more step closer to not only that ACL championships with a high seed, but as well as that ACL Pro Invitational. ACL Pro Emory Parker sitting down this week. Emory, thank you so much for taking time out of your week to sit down and talk cornhole. Great job in Florida, and good luck to you and Matthew in St. Louis.
All right. Thanks, Trey. Thanks for having me on. And
a quiet confidence from ACL Pro Emory Parker. What a strong finish him and Matthew Sorrells had in Florida. I'll be rooting for you guys for the rest of the season. I love the underdog coming through and finishing strong. If you want to rewatch any of the ACL Digital Network action from Fort Lauderdale, make sure you go to the ACL Digital Network, watch.iplayacl.com. Click on the On Demand tab, and at the bottom of your screen, you'll see all of the ACL Digital Network live streams there. You can check it out. That is all the time that we got this week for the American Cornhole League. This is Trey Ryder. We'll see you next week.